Well, it's arrived. I've managed to manhandle it onto my trestles out in the garden. It's not so much heavy, it's just awkward because it's quite wide. I don't know about my viewfinder, it looks like bloody Tutankhamun, but let's get the wrappers off and we'll see what we've got underneath. So that's the pointy bit at the front, which I believe is called the bow. Drain plug and carry handle there. So I've just teased the front cover off. They'd have some reports in this year these are really stiff, difficult to get off. I didn't find that hard, so it comes away attached to the line that secures that, which is a nice little sensible idea. You've got kind of like a dry bag. They're not completely waterproof, but it'll help to keep some of the stuff that you might want to put in here reasonably dry and tidy. It's not bad at all. There's a fair bit of storage space in there, so I reckon in a camping scenario you're going to get a sleeping bag and maybe a tent or hammock or something in there without too much trouble, a few bits and pieces. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, obviously. So you've got your footrest stroke steering pedals for your rudder on the sides there, centre hatch, and there's another storage hatch there. That's where you put your bum. And incidentally, there is a seat coming out for this in April 2017, which will be available to buy as an accessory. That's the rudder, which I have to get to fit. I've got rod holders at the rear and your scupper plugs, your storage hatch. So another carry handle. These will be the ties that will have to go on for the rudder once it's mounted on the back there. So so far, initial impressions, a very nice bit of kit. So let's get the setup started. Oh, I've got to check. So this is the centre console. Screw holes there for mounting bits onto, built-in measure. So obviously if you're catching fish, you need to check to make sure that they are legal to keep. You can just check that quite quickly there. Open this up and there's a few of your accessories in here. So the rod holder, a couple of the star mounts on there, 4 of those, and the associated screws and pins for mounting all the other bits, and like a spare scupper plug as well. So another thing I mentioned as well, that also in April of 2017 they are releasing a solid luggage compartment for this. So it's similar, you've got the same type of locking lid on the storage compartment as you have on here, so it's guaranteed waterproof, and you can basically unclip it, lift it off, do what you want with it. So you've got a luggage compartment coming in for that one as well, so something else to look forward to. Right, so in the storage compartment at the front half, you should find a split pin, and it's a simple case of taking your rudder, put a little bit of tension onto the line and just drop it in there, and it's in. And all you've got to do then is fit your split pin in. Okay, so here's a little tip, because I just got caught out because I haven't watched anyone do this before, and I've never done this before. The lines that feed up to the front, you have to attach these guides onto the body. Obviously you can see the lines run nice and parallel. Now, I didn't check when I put the rudder on, but there's a twist in the line on mine, so I'm going to need to take that out again, spin it around to get these lines untwisted, and then put it back. So just a little tip, if you're doing this, just make sure these lines aren't twisted when you put the rudder in. See, so split pin basically goes through there, and get yourself a pair of pliers and just pin them out to stop it falling out. So I'm going to use the two hex bolts that are supplied. You'll find them again in the front storage compartment. I need to attach this and this onto the body of the kayak. So just do that quickly now. Common sense should tell you don't use power tools to do stuff like this, because it's plastic. If you overdo it, you're just going to rip things out and break them. So I'd always go with a hand tool if you're working on something like this. Just my opinion. Feel free to flame me if you wish. I will take no notice, and I do not care. So once these are all lined up, and you've got the things you put on at this other end, I'm off shot to the right of the view, but if I give these a pull, you should see the rudder coming up over there, drops down, and then we should go back the other way and lowers the rudder into the water, and there you have it. I just moved this, and you can see the pedal flexes, so moved over to this one, gone to move it, and I don't know what I did, but these two clips pinged off. Sounded like an M1 Garand discharging its last round. I've got one. The other one has flown off somewhere around. So I'm now going to have to conduct a fingertip search of the garden to try and find where this thing's gone. Found it. It's hard to believe the camouflage capabilities of a piece of shiny metal. It's taken me 5 minutes to find that thing. It's right under my nose, but just couldn't see it because it was edgeways on like that. It was only because I was moving around and the sun came out that I finally got a little glint of silver. So anyway, I can see why they came out. You've got this little edge piece at the top there wasn't quite properly located, and there's a little slot on the inside of the pedal. So on both of those, as I push that forward, it's just pinged out. That one's done it again as well. So we'll have to see how they perform. So there's no problem with this one. It seems to be okay, but you know, you can move that pedal around and it's nothing's happening. But this one I'm not so sure what's going on with it. So pedals have been set. I've sat in it, and basically the way these work is I think the idea is that the lower section is what you rest your foot on all the time, and then you just push on this top bit to steer. So you've got kind of a, you know, the only thing I've done a couple of times, this is like a locking mechanism to stop that pedal moving, and my legs have pushed this up a couple of times, which has meant that this has moved. So just thinking about how I might stop this coming up if I knock it accidentally. It's not a massive big deal, but you know, there's a little hole in there that I might just wedge something in just to stop it opening up by accident on its own. So it's just where my trousers are brushing against this bit, it just flips it up. I might be missing a trick. Maybe there's a way to lock it off, I don't know. But anyway, a minor thing. So your Galaxy Kayak also comes supplied with 4 of these. Each one comes with 2 screws, and that's where you'll see putting around on the bodywork. We've got locators for those 4. So what these actually are is mounts for attaching various accessories. So this actually comes with a bar that goes on the front here, for example, that's got another 3 or 4 of those. So, and these hold things like rod mounts or adapters to put, I don't know, fish finders, GPS units, anything really that you want to. I've dropped the screws, yeah, alright, I'm an amateur, so sue me. Yeah, so pretty much any accessory really you want to put on, you've got the parts with which to do it. So they would, 4 of those, plenty of room. You get supplied with one rod holder, so that star connector on the bottom would fit into there. So you've also, you've got there and there, which is more than likely going to be the spot where you're going to mount that. You can buy extra ones of these. Again, it's an accessory available off the site. Pew pew, brilliant. So I was reading that some people put like marine silicone underneath these before they fit the units. I mean, these brass screws, they're stopped. They don't go all the way through, so water penetration is not going to be an issue getting inside the cavity of this. The only reason I can think that they would want to put silicone in would be to actually protect the brass screws and threads from corrosion if you're out on the sea. Well, I'm not really planning to use mine out on the sea, certainly not yet, so it's not really a consideration for me at the moment. I'm just going to stick with leaving them as they are, and if I feel I need to later on, I'll take them off and put some silicone on underneath them. But just something else that I've read up that you may want to think about. The rain's held off now. Got most of the accessories in. That's the extra star ports for attaching whatever you like on there. Just noticed one's around the other way than the others, but it's not a big deal. We'll sort that out after. OCD and all that. Right, so this is the seat that's included with it. Basically it sits in there. You've got some straps that will clip in. It's just a little bit of padding, a little bit of extra back support as well while you're sitting there. It's got a little storage compartment on the back as well, which is quite handy. You know, put a sandwich in it. I don't know, crash helmet, whatever you like. You'll notice as well under here, if you don't know what they are, scupper holes. So scupper holes are designed to let water out. So if you're paddling around, splashing a lot of water around, you know, you can get a bit of water build up in here. So you take the scupper holes out and it allows the water to run away. Yeah. That's one of the reasons I'd like to try and get the framed seat, because I think it sits you above that. So if it does get a bit of water in there, you're not getting a wet bum or anything. But anyway, in the meantime, I've got this. So all I've got to do now is work out where all these go and get them all clipped in and ready to work. So I have a sneaking suspicion that it's all going to be kind of up this way, like that. There's no instructions on this, but you know, you don't need to be super intelligent to work this stuff out. It's not rocket science. Anyway, one of the things I didn't show you when I was setting the rudder up, it also comes with a little plastic clip that you can put onto the back that just locks the rudder down, so in transit there's no danger that that's going to come move around. Paddle's very nice as well, actually. I didn't mention that. One of the things I noticed about the paddle is that you've got these, it's a bit like if you've ever had crutches out of the hospital, you know, you get a little pressed metal thing. So there's 2 adjustments of length on this, but also there's the holes are in different positions as well. So you can either have the blades parallel or you can have them slightly off centre to each other. There is a term for it, but I can't remember what it is. But some people like to twist the paddle in to get the blade flat, but you can have the blades slightly off centre from each other and out of alignment. So that's just a sort of a little bit of extra thought's gone into it. So it feels really light as well. I think it's tube steel aluminium, but and the paddles themselves, the actual business end, seem quite sturdy, a little bit of flexibility. So obviously I have to try them out. I know a lot of people don't like to go with stock paddles. They usually get their own custom one later on, or go and buy something else, carbon fibre or whatever. But I'll see how I get on with this one. I'd rather spend the money on something else, if I'm honest. So yeah, that's very impressed so far. You definitely get your money's worth, and I think the dog approves as well. Borrowed a trolley of my brother Mick. We're going out together tomorrow, so he's going to let me use that if we have any portage to do. My stupid dog, I think he'd like to go as well, but not on the first trip. So we're good to go, I think, tomorrow. You alright there, fella? Hey? Vinny? You alright? Yeah? Make yourself comfortable.